Greetings class, I hope you are all well and I hope now before we can apply these two functions in Excel, let us take a look or let us interpret the two words min and max in simple language. Let us try to understand those two words. So min stands for minimum, and it is the least or smallest amount or quantity possible, attainable, or required. So we'll first start with the min function, the minimum function. So the purpose of this function is that it returns the smallest value from a list of numbers or a range of cells. That means you can type numbers in the function. So our function consists of these two function arguments. It's number one and number two. So number one is required. Number one is required. You can't use the function without inserting something on the argument number one. So that argument is this. So now an example of this function, the minimum function. To find the minimum value in a range of cells, let us say you have cell, you highlight the range A1 to A10. You would use the formula is equals to min, and then inside your brackets, that is where you will insert your range, which is A1. We are done with the minimum function, which is the min function. Now let us take a look at the max function or maximum function. So its purpose is that it returns the largest value from a list of numbers or a range of cells. That means you can highlight a range or insert numbers in that. Now, the max function or the maximum function consists of these two arguments. The first one is number one, which is required, same as the minimum function, and it also works the same. In number one, which is required, you can insert the first number, the cell reference, or the range containing numbers to consider. And then let us take an example of this function. So to find the maximum value in a range of cells, you must highlight the range, which is B1 to B10. Then you would use the formula is equals to max, and then inside your brackets it will be your range. That means when you enter the function, you're gonna type is equals to max open bracket or parenthesis, and then you highlight your range. And then now let us take a look at how you can apply these two functions in Excel. How can you apply them? So let's go to Excel. You can open your Excel and then just do a blank workbook. Now you know how to apply the min and max function, and I'm very proud of you, my kids, because you've shown excellence, brilliant excellence in applying these two functions. Now that you understand these two functions, it is now the time to put what I've been preaching into practice. I'm going to give you an activity you must work on. Know your drink, Excel spreadsheet, and answer the questions given to you. I will give you. Now that you have completed your activity and we have done. So now let me show you how you can apply these two functions in Excel. Remember that we have our two ways of applying a function. It's either you type it manually or you select here. You click on f@x, and then you're going to search your function. Now we've searched mean, click on OK. So here on number one, remember I said this one is required. This one is required. This is where you are going to type. It's either you type your numbers or you highlight the range that you want to select the lowest value from. So this is our range, A1 to A7, and then we click OK. Okay, then voila, the lowest value has been returned, which is 1. 1 is the lowest value from this range, A2, A1 to A7. And then the second way you can apply this function, so let me type it now because I've shown you how to insert it that way. Now you are going to type it, mean, open brackets, and then you are going to type your numbers manually instead of highlighting the range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then voila. From 1 to 5, the lowest value has been returned, which is 1. That's it. And then max, you do the same thing. You click on f(x), we search max as max, and then you highlight the range. Highlight the range. Then voila, the maximum value or the highest value has been returned, which is 7. And you can also type it is equals to mean, open brackets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then voila. And then voila, you must type max here, and then voila, the maximum value, which is 5. From here, the maximum value is 5, and 5 has been returned. So that is how you apply these two functions in Excel.